Shabbat Shalom. This week's Torah portion is called Parshas Vayechi. It's the last portion of the book of Bereshis. At the end of the Torah reading this Shabbat in the morning, the entire congregation will call out together, Chazak, Chazak, Venit Chazek. Be strong, be strengthened, to give us the strength to go on, to continue to reading the next 4 books of the Torah. Okay, it's very interesting. Why do we call the portion Vayechi Yaakov, that Yaakov lived, when really the portion is about the last years of his life, his passing away? To understand that, we have to go back to last week's parsha. When Yosef introduced Yaakov to Pharaoh, Pharaoh asked him, "How old are you?" And Yaakov answered, "I'm 130 years old, all of which were short, v'ra'im, and difficult." Okay, it seems so un-Jewish, so uncharacteristic to when somebody asks you how old you are, that my years were short, meaning not filled with good things, and difficult, right? How can he say that? Rabbi Shmuel Eliyahu, the chief rabbi of Tzfat, quotes his father, who was the previous chief rabbi of Israel, Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu, to saying that the fact is, he believes that Yaakov was lying. Really, his life was fantastic. 12 tribes, they're all together. Everything is good, okay? And but you know what? It's not appropriate to schwitz, to speak in a prideful way in front of a not-Jewish person. Okay, like probably Pharaoh's life was difficult. Yaakov was saying, yeah, my life was also difficult. He was trying to identify with his audience. Okay, the Lubavitcher Rebbe says, not at all. Not at all. He says, the fact was, the way that Yaakov saw his life, that his years were short and difficult. He had a mission. His mission was that he wanted to transform his uncle Lavan from negative to positive. He wanted to take his own brother and transform him from negative to, he wanted to bring the redemption. And here it was, 130 years later, and he had not succeeded. Okay, so he really felt that he hadn't fulfilled his potential in his life. He really believed that his years were short and difficult. Okay, and how can we call this Torah portion of Vayechi that he really lived, that these last 17 years of his life was really when he lived? Because in fact, he had accomplished at least one of his goals. The family was together. Not only was the family together, they were all studying Torah. Maybe not, he didn't bring redemption for the entire world, but he brought redemption in his own personal life and for his family. Okay, that's why this parsha, even though it's talking about his demise, it's really speaking about when he lived, when he achieved his goal. You know, when Chaya Bracha and my wife and I were first going out, she complained that to the shadchan, I walk too slowly. After we got married, she said, I don't understand. Now you're walking too fast. And I said to her, very simple. I was walking slowly when I don't know where I'm going, and I'm walking fast when I can see my goal in front of me. That's the same for each of us. If we know where we're going, if we are on the route to fulfilling our goal, Hashem will help us to achieve it, and we will all of us achieve the level of Vayechi. Shabbat Shalom.